Do you love your dark chocolate? Well, you might need a detox. A recent study revealed that many popular chocolates made in the US and Europe contain heavy metals exceeding the limits set by a California law. The findings were published on Wednesday in a peer-reviewed journal, Frontiers of Nature. And they pointed out that children are particularly at risk. Why? We're all at risk. I don't know why they're talking about children specifically, but when it comes to them, it affects their neurological development. It can harm their brain, their nervous system, stunt their growth and development, leading to learning and behavioral issues. This is one more reason that our children are suffering from anxiety, depression, ADHD, so many things. So in the study, researchers from George Washington University analyzed over 70 chocolate treats over an 8-year period from 2014 to 2022. They discovered that 43% of chocolate products contained lead levels above maximum allowable dose, while 35% exceeded the limit for cadmium. I know for a fact that lead makes you crazy. I was off the charts in my lead a couple of years ago, 10, 15 years ago, and literally it made me crazy. The report found that the cacao trees naturally absorb cadmium from the soil, depositing it into the beans. So we're putting the heavy metals into the soils and we have no nutrients in the soils anymore. Our food system has been totally hijacked. But this is a naturally occurring metal. That does not mean it's safe. And then lead contamination happens at various stages of chocolate production, the harvesting, the drying, the fermenting, all of it. The beans pick up the lead from the environment. And so that can be introduced into your body as well. So all of these heavy metals are now a part of our food system. And this is a healthy, dark chocolate. And get this, just because you're eating organic doesn't mean you're safer. In fact, organic dark chocolate is worse because it's coming from a single source or a single farm. And then milk chocolate has less because it's more diluted. So if you are eating that organic dark chocolate thinking you're doing the right thing, that is the most heavily laden with these heavy metals. The food system has been hijacked. This study really highlights how our food system has been taken over, even into the chocolate. It's not just the obvious unhealthy processed foods that we're bombarded with, loaded with sugars and the unstable seed oils that cause inflammation and disease. Our soils, both organic and non-organic, are contaminated with toxins, GMOs, microplastics, and these heavy metals. And this makes daily detox not just a fad or something you do on January 1st, but it has to be a daily vigilant part of our habits. We need to also know where our food is coming from. To complicate matters, some seemingly healthy foods like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, onions, garlic, they contain sulfur. And if you've listened to me, you know about sulfur, where others like chocolate, again, kale, almonds, spinach, berries, and most nuts contain oxalates. Those oxalates and sulfur foods can clog your detox pathways, inhibiting the removal of heavy metals from things like that dark organic chocolate that you're eating. So you might think you're eating some healthy organic vegetables, but they could actually be preventing your body from detoxing effectively. And then you're recycling those toxins on top of the new toxins you're taking in that day. So it's this compounding effect. Our livers and our kidneys say, I can't do anymore. So we've got to be on top of it. And this is where symptoms like unexplained weight gain, brain fog, mood issues, hormonal imbalances, that estrogen dominance, and the accelerated chronic diseases that come out of nowhere. Did you know that almost half of children have some sort of chronic disease? That's crazy. Children are not supposed to have chronic disease. It's not supposed to be this way, you guys. And it comes from our food. And it can be overwhelming because you feel like you're doing everything right with your diet, but it's still not enough. And that's why it's crucial to detox your body daily in an effective way. And most detox strategies don't work. So when I found out I had high levels of heavy metals, I was through the roof on aluminum, mercury, and lead. Yes, I felt crazy and I didn't know why. I had a urine test to confirm it. During the detox, these levels seemed even higher because the toxins are stored in my fat cells, right? Fat cells are survival. They get those toxins and they put them in the fat cells to get them out of your blood. And so it makes, but then when you are detoxing, it pulls them from the fat cells and puts them back into your blood. So if you test yourself, it makes it look like your levels are actually higher, but it's actually just getting them out of your body. Unfortunately, mainstream doesn't understand this. The truth is, those heavy metals hide in those fatty tissues and cells, including the brain, so the standard blood tests don't always detect them. A proper detox is needed, and it's multifaceted. So it's not just one thing. It's not just one pill. You've got a whole bunch of problems with these detoxes. Lemon juice isn't going to cut it, you guys. Those juice cleanses that you're getting on January 1, that's not going to cut it. This is where I've come up with my heavy metals and radiation detox cleanse. The supplements work together synergistically to get the toxins removed from the liver, from the fat cells, but give you the energy so you feel good during it. You don't have those detox flu symptoms, right? So I'm just going to touch on a couple of the supplements in there. If you want to just stick with a couple of the supplements, anything is better than nothing. Number one, the accelerated colloidal silver. So that is going to increase your immune system. The radiation toxins, heavy metals, they can weaken your immune system, create an acidic, inflammatory prone environment that allows the diseases to thrive. So one example of this is, did you know that ivermectin is not an antiviral? It's an antiparasitic. But if your body has parasites over here that it's fighting, it can't fight some virus over here. So if you get rid of the parasites, the immune system is going to do its job. So that's just an example of what we're talking about here, where the accelerated colloidal silver is known to devitalize all pathogens. Look it up. Okay, so accelerated colloidal silver features the smallest possible silver particles, and then we infuse it with scalar technology, which adds frequency of the silver to the solution along with some restorative frequency codes. So there's no silver like this. Then you add in the accelerated iodine. When your cells lack the iodine, they become more susceptible to absorbing toxins like fluoride, bromide, chlorine, lead, mercury, and the heavy metals we're talking about that lead to chronic health problems. Iodine helps eliminate the toxins, replace them with the healthy iodine, support your optimal thyroid function, because if you don't have an optimal thyroid or metabolism, you don't have enough cellular energy or energy in the body to fight off things, to detox, to give you brain energy. That is part of the ATP, that cellular energy and mitochondrial health. You also need that iodine for the cell membrane. Remember, every cell membrane has an iodolipid value, meaning iodine and fat. Lipid is fat. So you've got a bilayer here. And if you don't have enough iodine, then things can't get in, like the nutrients from your food, and you can't get the toxins out of the cells. That's where iodine and the right kind of fats are so important for cellular health. Then you have the ATP inside the cell, and that's coming from iodine. And then you've got iodine outside in the blood that cleanses the blood so the liver can actually do its job. Iodine also promotes healthy apoptosis for DNA repair, neutralizes positive magnetic charges of toxins, including the metals, and helps with hypothyroidism. Accelerated iodine is the only iodine that is monoatomic, one molecule of that iodine, the I minus, that is looking to attach itself to every cell in the body. Most iodines are bound to another molecule, meaning that there are two molecules and they have to break apart, and your body's so weak it can't do it. And that is why the absorption is so much less with most iodines. Next, accelerated nuke no more. So with the threat of radiation, nuke no more is the only remedy known to help eliminate all ionizing and non-ionizing radiation. That radiation causes cancer. That radiation causes brain fog. It dumbs you down. Our bodies are trying to get that frequency, match that frequency of our cell phone every time we're holding it near our brain or even just in our hand. And who's not holding their cell phone right now? Well, that radiation is compounding the negative effects of things like the heavy metals that you get from your dark chocolate. Accelerated ancient salt. So most people lack sufficient electrolytes and minerals, and you need that for intracellular hydration, meaning you're inside the cells. Salt is essential for getting the toxins out and bringing the nutrients in because of the sodium potassium pump. There's sodium and potassium on the inside and outside of the cell. So the more sodium and iodine you have, the better your cells are functioning. They are needed for that sodium iodide symporter used in thyroid hormone production. Without sufficient iodine and sodium, the thyroid hormone production suffers. So the accelerated ancient salt is full of 62 minerals. It's enhanced with scalar frequencies. It restores normal body fluid, rehydration. It is not going to give you that puffiness, right? That puffiness that you get from processed foods is because of the sodium in there, not balanced with the other minerals that is in a complete unrefined salt. Now, the key is the accelerated cellular detox powder, because remember, when you detox, sometimes you have those detox flu symptoms because the toxins are coming out of the fat cells into the blood and you feel, oh, well, the accelerated cellular detox powder prevents that by absorbing the toxins really quick and grabbing them and taking them out of your colon, out of your intestines, out of the body quickly, effectively, so your body can continue to detox. It's enhanced with scalar frequencies, and we also include chitosan in it now to help soak up that extra cholesterol and fat from your dietary intake to help with weight loss. Now, for your dietary changes, follow the accelerated food guide. Eliminate the sulfur, the oxalates, the moldy foods, the histamine foods. All of those foods are going to back up your liver and your detox pathways so that when you are having that little bit of chocolate and you've got some heavy metals with it, or any other food that is coming in soils that are bombarded with these toxins we're talking about, that your liver can do its job. And these other foods are not going to make it worse. Some of those healthy foods you're taking in, some of those healthy supplements you're taking have these things in them. MSM, glutathione, NAC, those all have sulfur in them. And turmeric, that is full of oxalates. Look at your green juices, look at your protein powders that are vegan. There's a lot of those that have these ingredients in them that are actually backfiring. I actually started taking a supplement the other week thinking, oh, this is going to be great for me. Immediately, I started retaining a ton of water. I'm like, oh, something's not right here. I eliminated it. Back to normal within 24 hours. Your body is going to tell you. So thanks for tuning in today. If you need my help with your health concerns, feel free to reach out at sarahbantahealth.com. Happy to help. And I also encourage you to join my free group coaching on Telegram. There's no downside. I teach you on a daily basis. I also answer your questions. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products. And you can catch this podcast on over 100 platforms, including Spotify, Apple, and iHeartRadio. Just search Accelerated Health TV and Radio Show. I'm on a mission to share my message. So please help me with that. Share this podcast with a few of your friends. And thanks for joining us here.